Just because his wife Louise couldn't see, Oscar brought his pregnant mistress into their home, claiming she was a nutritionist hired for Louise. The two openly flirted with each other every day, not knowing Louise had already regained her eyesight. And the reason she didn't tell Oscar was because a few days earlier she had overheard a conversation between Oscar and his closest friend. That was when she learned Oscar had fallen for his mistress long ago, and the mistress had even impersonated Oscar's wife to attend events in Louise's place all this time. These words even angered his friend, who accused the mistress's brother of being the one who hit Louise with a car, causing her blindness in the first place. Clearly, Oscar had long favored the mistress, even admitting without guilt that he had installed a signal jammer in the villa. So long as Louise never learned the truth, nothing would ever happen. Louise finally understood that the only reason Oscar still kept her around was because of guilt. So that very day, Louise set a fire when she returned home, burning the entire villa to the ground. She immediately called her childhood friend, asking him to help her prepare a plane ticket in a few days. But right after she hung up, Oscar rushed over, and Louise saw him covered in injuries. She knew Oscar did love her, but he also loved the mistress. Yet she still couldn't accept such a twisted love. At that moment, the mistress chased after them. Oscar quickly signed in panic, telling the mistress to leave. But the mistress pretended to feel guilty toward Louise, saying she wanted to move in to take care of her and make amends. Louise wanted to see just how much Oscar loved the mistress, so in the next few days, the three of them lived together. And things turned out exactly as Louise expected. At the dining table, Oscar constantly tended to his pregnant mistress, even wiping her mouth gently. Just then, the doctor treating Louise suddenly visited. Louise feared Oscar would discover she could already see, so she quietly followed to overhear the consultation. But she saw Oscar throwing the special medication into the trash, warning the doctor to prescribe only regular supplements. Hearing this, Louise felt as if struck by lightning. She suddenly understood her eyes had never healed, because Oscar had been sabotaging her treatment. Furious, she returned to the bedroom and shredded their wedding photo in the shredder. But at that moment, Oscar walked in and found her. He saw the shredder running and asked what she was shredding. Louise was racking her brain for an excuse when the mistress suddenly came in, carrying a bouquet of lilies Louise was allergic to. The moment Louise smelled them, she began coughing. But Oscar directly placed the flowers in her arms, telling her to accept the mistress's kindness. Louise angrily threw the flowers to the ground. The mistress pretended to be concerned again, saying that if Louise didn't like them, she had prepared another gift. She then brought in a vicious dog, claiming it was a guide dog for Louise. Oscar knew Louise feared dogs, so he hurriedly shielded her behind him. The mistress, jealous, intentionally loosened the leash, pretending to be scared too. Oscar immediately forgot about Louise and rushed to comfort the mistress, completely ignoring Louise being bitten by the dog behind him. When Louise woke up again, she learned from the nurse that last night Oscar insisted they treat the mistress first. If the mistress had suffered more than a slight scratch and not delayed things too much, Louise might have lost her life. Hearing this, Louise no longer felt anything inside. The next morning, Louise saw Oscar sneaking in, personally feeding the mistress breakfast. She became even more determined to leave. A week later, Louise was finally discharged. Unexpectedly, Oscar's nemesis suddenly appeared and kidnapped all three of them. Seeing Oscar had 2 girlfriends, the nemesis mockingly forced him to choose one to enter the freezing chamber. Oscar was instantly torn apart inside, but thinking of the mistress's pregnancy, he made his decision and pointed at Louise. And so Louise was taken into the freezing chamber. The mistress immediately revealed a proud, satisfied smile. The next day, Louise refused the nurse's suggestion to stay for observation and went straight to the marital home Oscar had once prepared for her. She opened the master bedroom closet to take something with her, only to find it filled entirely with the mistress's clothes, and the study was full of toys meant for the mistress's future child. Completely heartbroken, Louise removed her wedding ring and set the marital home on fire. Meanwhile, Oscar kept failing to reach Louise's phone and drove to the marital home in a panic. But the sight before him made Oscar break down instantly. When Oscar woke up again, his assistant brought him Louise's death certificate. Oscar refused to believe him, but at that moment, Louise's wedding ring fell out of the folder. Oscar was instantly overwhelmed with shock and dizziness.